Pardon me and my tone. You can't step to my throne. They ain't working like me. I did this on my own. You asking where we been, I don't know where to begin.
Now in this video, I'm going to be showing you the quickest way to do sweet hyperlapses with your DJI Mini 2, which will save you so much time and allow you to do about 8 to 10 hyperlapses with just that one battery. Let's get into it.
For the whole roster, it's not a game. Why you playing with me? You could double back, lose.
What's going on, my friends? I hope you're all doing fantastic today. My name is Jason, and if you're new to my channel, which seems like a lot of you guys are when it comes to drone videos, so I make filmmaking tutorials, reviews on products, and all that good stuff. So if you want, hit that subscribe button. That would be absolutely amazing if you want any more of that juicy content. All right, so the Mini 2 has been in my arsenal since the release time, and I haven't looked back since. Like, this drone is incredible. It's under 249 grams. It allows me to fly in places where other drones aren't actually capable due to, strict drone laws. It all obviously depends on where you are. But I mean, sure, yeah, there are laws that we still need to abide by, and but there are a few less ones because it's under 249 grams, which puts it into a different category of drones. Now, if you don't know my channel, hyperlapses are my ultimate favorite thing when it comes to doing drone stuff, especially when it comes to the Pocket 2 or Osmo Pocket. Incredible for hyperlapses, but specifically on the Mini 2, this one is a little bit difficult because there isn't as many options as you do have on the Air 2S, the Air 2, and I'm going to be showing you the quickest and easiest way to be doing it on the Mini 2. Now, all you need to do is film for about 60 to 120 seconds in total, and then you speed the footage up in post. I mean, it's that simple. Like I said, this is how I do pretty much all my hyperlapses when it comes to the Pocket 2, and it's extremely time effective as well. Obviously, we don't want to be standing in one area trying to do a hyperlapse for about 5 to 10 minutes each. If you can do 8 to 10 in about 20 minutes, that is so much more valuable than doing, 1 or 2 in that 20 minutes. So when you're recording with that 1 to 2 minutes at a time, all you need to do is change your composition, and this can allow you to get those 8 to 10 different compositions within obviously how much battery you're actually utilizing. But before I show you how to control the drone, you need to see how I do this in post. Now, this should be done very similar in pretty much all the programs, but I will be demonstrating in Premiere Pro. So the first thing you need to do is select the parts of the footage that you actually want to be using. Now make sure the movement that you're selecting in the footage is completely smooth and there's no jerky movements. This will affect it quite a lot. So you definitely don't want to be selecting the parts where you're whipping the drone around too fast or tilting the camera. So just make sure that it's nice and smooth. Now drop this into your timeline, depending on obviously how fast you fly the drone, is how fast you actually want to be speeding this up in post. Now for a 90-second or 60 to 90-second clip, I've chosen about 1,000 to 1,500% speed up. Now this will obviously depend on how fast obviously your moving subjects in your frame actually are moving. To go that one step further, I actually nest the footage, which this conforms the footage into that timeline. And I actually put some warp stabilizer over the top just to smooth out some of the bumps and make it completely smooth. It dials it in real nice, but just be careful. Like I said, if you do have any jerky movements and you try and put warp stabilizer over it, it will kind of make things look a bit weird and you get that jello effect if there's too much movement. So just be careful of that. You can even dial in that warp stabilizer down a little bit more. Instead of 50%, you can dial it down to 10%, 5%, whatever, just to smooth it out just a little bit. Okay, so now this is all dependent on how you actually fly your drone. Now I do recommend you find your desired spot first and then place it into Cine mode, which is on your remote. You just click it to the left. This will actually control the drone a little bit slower, make the controls not as sensitive. So even though it is quite slow, you still need to do really, really softer movements with both your controls. Once you got that sorted, move into your direction and keep it as slow and consistent as possible. You need to keep this same pace for about 60 to 120 seconds, depending on how long you actually want to be filming for. So just make sure you do shoot in manual as well, because let's say for instance, the sun goes over the clouds and you've got it in auto mode, that's automatically going to brighten up your image, either bump up the ISO or bring down the shutter speed. And you don't want that. If the cloud goes over the sun, perfectly fine. Let it go over the sun. Keep the manual settings dialed in perfectly. When it comes to shutter speed, you don't necessarily need to worry about the shutter speed. If anything, sharper the better, but you can actually film in slower shutter speeds, which will give you more motion blur, and it could potentially look a little bit better in post when it comes to really fast moving subjects in your foreground or background, whatever it is. Now this was where things can get a little bit creative. You can do a reveal shot, which essentially you're just going to be tilting up the camera as you're pushing forward or moving to the side. It's up to you how you want to do that, but you just got to make sure that with that toggle on the left-hand side, you just need to push it very, very slowly. So just feel that motion, and then you'll see the degrees on the right-hand side of the screen go up or down very, very slowly. That's what you want. Now, one of my favorite movements when it comes to hyperlapses is parallaxing your drone, or just moving from left to right, keeping your subject in the center of frame and just moving around it. It looks really, really cool, especially when you do have a whole bunch of cars and fog or clouds in the background moving through really fast. It looks really, really good. And that brings me to my next point, is that you want to have cars, boats, or even clouds moving in your screen, because this will make it so much more, and it will actually sell that hyperlapse feel, just like time is literally passing by. Now, one setting I did find that does actually help is getting the crosshairs in there, or guidelines. Some people have the rule of third guidelines. It's up to you what you want, but I actually prefer the diagonal ones that goes from one corner all the way up to the opposite corner. And when it crisscrosses in the middle, that's what I actually want to be focusing on with my subject. So I point that directly to my subject, and if I'm moving left or right, I'll keep it directly in the center. If I'm doing my tilt, I'm trying to make sure my path is completely straight. It really depends, but it helps me, I suppose, with my hyperlapses. Anyway guys, I hope you found this video useful. I do have a whole bunch of tutorials coming up with the Mini 2, and also if you do subscribe to my channel, you can check out this video of the digital tree frog that I did in the last video for your chance to actually win one of these. This is a waterproof LED panel, which also doubles up as a charger as well. So it's really cool. You can actually pair it with this, because if you're on the go and you need to charge this through USB-C, boom, this is a USB-C charger, little charging brick, pretty powerful. And like I said, it's a waterproof RGB LED panel as well. But yeah, subscribe to my channel, like, and obviously comment if you want to see more of these, or comment if I have missed something. I may have missed something, I'm not sure. But yeah, anyway guys, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. All right, let's get it.